your shit together, before they get your shit together. In the land of milk and honey, honey, lemon, pepper. Think shit sweet, bitch, you don't know me, but I pray you know better. I spit that other shit, that's a nice motherfucker shit.
Yo. Welcome back to another episode of Them Football Guys. You already know what it is. It's your host, Olua Baba Yaga. Me.
Kill Mo.
What I say this morning?
What? Oh, my bad. I didn't even. It was going in and out. I ain't even hear nothing.
Damn.
Oh,
Well, we got a
Pause. Yeah, correct.
pause.
My
AKA
man
Black
said
Wolves,
pause. Stay back and said
AKA
pause. And I
Boogers.
paused. That's kind of special.
Hey, you might have to pause that phrase too, but I'm gonna let that one slide.
Am I
My man
wild?
said pause, and
My bad.
my man
I
said
just
pause, and I paused it, Okay, we got week one in our rear view. That's done with. That's in the past. Let's start preparing. We got a waiver wire video for you, a free agency video for you today. We want to go through our favorite free agents that we've seen through the week, things we players we expect to be contributing members to your team. If you can get them on free agency, you need to get them through waiver, whatever the case may be. These are the players. So let's get right into it. Gator, who do you got, or who's the first person you got on your list?
first, I'm going to start at quarterback, Baker Mayfield.
What percentage owns Baker Mayfield?
Let's see.
Because I feel like I haven't seen Baker Mayfield free in
In a lot of leagues. Let's see.
yeah.
Let's see. Mayfield.
Maybe I'm playing. He's 34% owned. I feel like maybe I'm playing with like real hungry niggas because Baker Mayfield is nowhere to be found. Like,
Yeah. You're in the leagues with sharks. But yeah, 34.1% owned. Seeing Detroit next week. Had a great stat line last top two quarterbacks, I think last week or three. The offense is looking just like last year. We thought it would be a little bit of a dip. Well, the Commanders will make your offense look okay. That's number one. Now
they're gonna take your offense to the next level.
Guess who they seen this week? Detroit. It's a land of waste on the defensive end. So I'm expecting another good game for Baker Mayfield. It's a must pick up. It's a must pick up.
Yeah, I think Baker Mayfield's a good, especially if you like lost on like Jordan Love this week. I think Jordan Love, or if you realize starting Bo Nix isn't going to work. Yeah. So
yeah, that way.
Baker Mayfield's
that
very
way.
good.
That way.
I want to in the same realm of Baker Mayfield. I'm not even gonna. I have no other quarterbacks because I'm not feeling Derek Carr. I don't think Derek Carr is gonna have that same game he had against Carolina against Dallas. So don't fall for that trap. Sam Darnold had a mid-grade game against the Giants, so he's also on my avoid list. Don't fall into whatever that is. Gardner Minshew played like ass, and now he's playing Baltimore. So yeah, I think that's it for quarterbacks as far as.
I got one more quarterback actually. Funny enough, I got Justin Field. 11.1% owned. This is ESPN. He's the starting quarterback as of henceforth. With him winning that game, I just don't see the reason, unless he stinks up the joint, which we don't know when it's going to happen. But like, he is
zero
the starting
passing
quarterback.
touchdowns. Passing touchdowns is a pretty good reason to.
Them legs
156.
let me say,
we know what them legs hitting on.
No, I'm talking about. I'm talking about a reason for them to let Russell Wilson play when he comes back. It's like 57 rushing yards. It wasn't even that many. It wasn't like I thought he had like 157 rushing yards, 156 passing yards, no touchdowns at all. It's like, okay, sure. The Steelers defense could beat anybody. So it's like, and they did. They won that game themselves. So I'm not. So, but yeah, so if you can get Justin Fields in free agency, I wouldn't use a waiver wire pick on him. Not.
I would.
I rather gamble on Malik Willis at this point.
Huh?
I rather gamble at that point. Like, no, dead ass.
If you're in a fab league with 500 fab, like how much are you throwing down on Fields?
12.
Okay.
10.
12.
10. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Like
I was
5%.
trying. I was trying to be the lowest number, so I'm gonna go with 5 now. Type shit. Like,
You ain't gonna get them.
um, okay. Boogie, do you have any quarterbacks you want to add?
Not
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with no. Um, Gator. No, okay, Boogie. What's your top free agent player right now on your list? Quarterback, running back,
mm,
wide receiver, tight end.
tell me yours first.
Let me tell you
Ew.
mine. I'll tell you mine first. Let me, because I
Technically,
begged all
technically,
your,
technically, you just
begged all
gave
your
me
draft
yours
help.
first, bro. I'm
I
gonna
just begged
say
out the draft
Isaiah.
first.
I'm gonna say Isaiah Likely because she's like 11% on. So I think my is better than yours, Gator.
I don't think so.
I I think so because yours is probably Jordan Mason more than likely, and
Mine ran for 28 attempts, 147 in a tubby. I mean,
how many
come
points
on,
is that total?
22.2. Hello.
I thought, but mine gave us 28. I thought so. I mean,
Is that Boogie's league?
points are points. Points are points across the board, my boy. Like,
I
but
didn't know juice
Isaiah,
that.
like I do like Isaiah Likely in most leagues. If you can get Isaiah Likely, I feel like even if he doesn't automatically next game he's not automatically the one. I think he's a good stash and own if he remains the second option for the Baltimore Ravens. You literally cannot go wrong with being um Lamar Jackson's tight end. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I love Isaiah Likely.
wide receiver one on the week. There's a good chance the way I think Andrews is gonna have some time before he really gets into the flow. Mind you, he did break his leg last year, so it probably is
Hmm.
gonna take him some time to get that feeling back if he can even get that feeling. So likely is a good pickup. I think he's a must pickup actually.
Yeah, and he's under
10.2%,
30% owned.
10.2% owned.
You gotta love it. Not in our leagues, but
Yeah.
everywhere else, everywhere
Not
else,
in
like shit. Your turn, Boogie. We're waiting.
Oh no, I didn't say anything. But
No, you
yeah.
told me go first, bro.
Oh
What the who?
no, I like what you said about Likely. I like what Gator said as well, even though I don't agree with it. It gives good reasons to pick up his bags.
Okay.
Um, Darnold and Carr. I mean, listen. If you didn't draft a quarterback, you might have to pick them up too. I know. Toby said no, but
Hey man,
Carr
I
just
rather
scored
gamble on the
22.
nigga I don't know.
Yeah, Carr just scored 22. So, and then Darnold's attached to Jefferson. So, you never know. But I got a receiver. The Cardinals' number one wide receiver, Greg Dortch. You might have to
Yes,
go
sir.
get him, bro.
Hmm.
You might have to go tap in, bro. Them 8 targets, and then you mix it
6
in with
receptions.
the
Hmm.
6 receptions. You mix it with him being in the backfield, getting carries. Is looking kind of crazy over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how it works because it's like you guys get a number one wide receiver and then be like, let's really lean into Greg Dortch. Like,
I was,
it's such an interesting thing over there.
I was gonna say, is there any players that you guys are willing to drop for these players that we're mentioning?
I mean,
Pretty sure I can
uh,
find somebody at the end of my bench.
yeah, if you drafted somebody's handcuff like Tyrone Tracy, you might want to consider. There's no point.
Tracy
The
Fitzpatrick,
offense is shot.
It's,
Yeah,
it's
the,
so
the,
funny.
the offense the offense is so shot that it's like, well,
Davidson.
do I even
Yeah.
want the backup to this offense? Like,
I'm,
No, for
I'm
real,
staring.
bro.
I'm staring at Tyrone Tracy on my bench as we speak, and I'm staring at Greg Dolce in free agency. And you know what I won't do? That like because I know winter comes, like Gator says.
yeah, I don't know if the sun sets in New York at this point, but that team is. Speaking of New York, though, one of my people is Wandale Robinson. And like this is like have I learned a lesson from the last 5 years? No, but I like Wando Robinson. I like Wando Robinson as I like Wando Robinson as a kind of like the number two to neighbors. Because despite how we may say like they played really bad, Neighbor still had, I think, 6 targets, 5 receptions about. Like he had a pretty decent stat line, and Wandell also had 11 points coming out the game. So not saying they played a hard defense, and the defenses only get harder from Minnesota since the only defense shittier is low key the Giants themselves. So I like the idea of getting Wandell Robinson as low as you can. Hopefully free agent. Hopefully you don't have to use waiver on him actually, and then yeah, holding him for one of those bye weeks or if one of your players gets injured.
Okay. So how do you feel about Tank Bisbee? Because we make fun of him a lot, but the boy had 10 carries, so it's like he's in 7.3 points.
Tank Bigsby. When it comes to Tank Bigsby, I'm a little bit. I want to use the word different. But we did, like we said, we saw them split carries. We saw the work that I honestly just don't. Personally, I don't think Tank Bigsby's that good a running back. He did pretty good, but at the end of the day, I feel like if you can get Tank Bigsby, you should get him and hold him. I don't like the same thing with not Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet. I think Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet last year, where it's like having two people kind of shared in the backfield to some degree is always a little messy. But if you can get Tank Bigsby, I like Tank Bigsby. But it's one of those things where it's like when Charbonnet took the starting job last year, even for like a couple games, it wasn't great. So do I feel like the same thing could happen with Tank Bigsby? Yeah, but at least he could probably give you that 11 floor, 15, 17 ceiling. So
right.
There's not too many reasons to avoid him.
Okay.
There was another player I had on my players to get. Well, this is one of the players that Gator was really fond of, which was he's Tyler Johnson and DeMarcus Robinson. Being that Cooper Kupp is capable of all things. Seen as I said Cooper Kupp, seen as Matt Stafford is capable of all things. So it's kind of like at the end of the day, you look at as long as Puka Nacua is out, either of those two can get 7 targets, can draw 7 targets, maybe 5 to 6 receptions a game, maybe 4 to 5 receptions a game. So I really like the idea of both either Tyler Johnson or DeMarcus Robinson as long as Puka Nacua stays out.
I agree.
Yeah, to bring up it's time for you to bring up your baby for real this time.
You guys mentioned Madison.
No, that's not the baby we were talking about.
My baby.
I can speak to Madison. Madison's an interesting one because he didn't get that many carries, but when the game got a little bit more. Yeah, when it became a lot more competitive, they used Madison. They primarily turned to Madison in the passing game, which is interesting only because Zamir White was that kind of lowers Zamir White's value by a lot because the passing work is kind of important for a back, especially a back like Zamir White, who's really good on the ground, but that Madison had like 7 targets by the time the game ended, but once the game got out of hand, they just that's
43 yards, 6 targets, 43 yards, 1 tub, and still got 5 carries too.
Yeah, so it's one of those things to note. The Raiders' offense isn't looking great. I can see them being in a lot of situations where they are down. So Madison's a good stash and hold. Where if you can see the matchup being a bad matchup for the Raiders, which is a lot of matchups, but like a really bad matchup, you should probably be able to comfortably start Madison.
Oh, I was going to say, I agree. Yeah, I was going to say, you were talking about my baby Jordy Mason, right? Who I told y'all to draft at the end. Make sure y'all get Jordy Mason on the team. Oh, man, I thought y'all already covered it. Jordan Mason, 37.5% owned. We never expected CMC not to play week 1. None of us did.
Never.
And
never crossed my mind.
He had 28 carries, 147 yards in a tub. This guy should be used while CMC is around. I mean, this is just it's crazy. Yeah, I don't understand. He's definitely he's I believe he's a must pick up. We do not know how long they're going to do this with CMC. If they can do it on the first game, why not wait the second game? If it's a calf strain and we're kind of concerned, hey, let's roll him out again. So he is the number one pickup, and it might be a waste. It might be a waste. Like you might not be able to start in week 2, but as you can see, he get busy, bro. He gets busy.
I do agree. I would not apologize for not drafting Jordan Mason with my 13th pick, but I will say that. But I will say that yes, Jordan Mason he's right now, as long as CMC stays out, he's one of the best things you can get off a waiver wire. He has a very high ceiling, as we can see, with any running back that runs with the 49ers. But I will say this, not as a caveat, not even as a factor to note, but do remember that almost every San Francisco's 49ers running back gets injured. They all, every single one of them, all the time, forever. Yes. It's like it always happens.
It's CMC. It happened to CMC.
It's like the 49ers, they're going to injure you. So I don't know what type of practices they have, but they will injure you at some point. But yeah, I do think Jordan Mason's a great pickup.
I'm really wondering, like, how many people were affected by CMC not playing on Monday Night Football. Like, god damn. I know there's hella people that's like, yo, what the hell, bro? What am I going to do now? And you don't have Jordan Mason. That sucks. That's terrible news. And he said he knew since Friday, which was also a lie, but but I'm sure he did.
I'm the type of person who always likes to draft. If I have a high profile back, a high investment back, I always try to get their handcuff. I would never draft CMC without having who I believe to be his handcuff. It just doesn't make that much sense to me. The same way, like if I'm gonna draft someone like Saquon, I don't know who the backup is there at the moment because I didn't get to draft Saquon. Well, I didn't draft Saquon. I would then go get his backup always because it just makes sense to me. That's all. But I do like Jordan Mason right now. I do like him at the number one free agency pickup, especially if your team is solid, but you lost CMC, so you lost the week. It'd be an amazing pickup right now.
I don't know if you guys mentioned it since I was out for a little bit. Did you guys mention Jalen Wright?
No.
You want to know why we didn't mention Jalen Wright?
What's up? Talk to me.
Because there's somebody in the wings. Jeff Wilson.
Oh,
Jeff Wilson still breathes.
I saw him. I said, they was like, that's A-Train. I said, nope, that's Jeff Wilson.
Jeff Wilson still breathes, bro.
623.
So, I don't
that's
know.
Crazy. Yeah, you don't know how they're going to play that.
Wilson might be the pickup instead of Wright. Who knows?
I know this guy's over 50% owned. Zach Charbonnet, what you call is injured. What's his name? Oblique injuries. I forget his name.
He said he's gonna play. Kenneth Walker said he's playing next week. Hey, who knows?
Of course he said that.
That's the life of a running back. When you're handcuffed on your heels, I say the same thing. Like,
fact. Oh, I'm locked in this week.
I'm good actually.
Pull a game time decision.
The last person that I have on our collective list is technically, and it's like it's so awkward to say this in 2024, but it's Allen Lazard. It's like Allen Lazard has somehow become the number 2 wide receiver for the Jets.
I will say caution it because Mike Wilson played 4 snaps in the first half.
I didn't even see him.
Mike Williams.
I was just about to say
coming off an injury, so it's like this is
correct. That's exactly what I was about to say. I was about to say there is this idea that Mike Will is actually still loading. He's not a relevant factor yet. He's still, they're still, ready for the rollout, for grand rollout week 3 of Mike Will, where he's doing all of the same thing Lazard is doing. But right now, him having rapport with A-Rod, him already showing up and scoring 2 touchdowns the first game, we kind of have to consider Lazard as your back end pickup when you already have a solid team and you just kind of looking, maybe even if you have Mike Will on your team and you're just looking to handcuff your wide receiver for some reason. Like you maybe go get Alan Lazard, but yeah, it's the numbers. You can't ignore the numbers, even if we try to. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah, I think that's
anybody else you want to bring up before I wrap this up.
Dunzo.
Okay, great. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. This is a short video. This is how we want to keep these videos nice and concise, so y'all can get the information and get going, and set your lineups and set your waiver wire pickups in the order y'all think is appropriate. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like and subscribe, man. Leave a comment. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. We on all platforms. Make us one of your sources. We on Apple Music and Spotify. Fuck with us, them football guys. We putting out new content. We got the season's just getting started. Week 1's behind us. Don't let that discourage you. We got a lot going on. We're gonna get your team right one way or the other, whether it's through free agency, through trades, and we're gonna bring out a lot more videos for you. More betting podcasts. We was hitting like shit yesterday. We got join us on the lives for those. A lot more pregame videos, a lot more content. So let's get the season popping. Them football guys. I think we out, man.
This for you, Boogie.
No, you can't spend it, but no, we can
You're 1-1.